I think data is key at the front end for local authorities to try and focus their attention in terms of where to apply the resource they've got to the cases that there may be a favourable outcome for them. I think data is key for that. I think in terms of vulnerability, for me, it comes down to listening and understanding the customer's situation, the scenario that they're in, because it's generally a vulnerability scenario. There's no kind of prejudging or second guessing how it might impact on someone. If it's impacting them, it's impacting them, regardless of what it is. And the key is finding a way to navigate that. We can have temporary scenarios, we can have indefinite scenarios, and all of these things will influence which way a creditor ought to go in terms of enforcement. It's difficult though, because a lot of the vulnerability information is subject to it being given to the client. So it takes the individual to come forward and disclose it, to talk about it. I know there are some options for registers and things out there which are great and we can look at, but there's always going to be the unknown situation, and it's reliant on the engagement with the customer and the creditor, and really listening to how it's going to impact. For me, I don't think we have changed our approach at my firm as a result of COVID. I think we're doing the same thing. We're listening to the situation and understanding how it impacts on the household and how it impacts on the debt. But what we are seeing, agree with Ed and Charlotte, we are seeing a whole batch of people who historically have been off the revenues team's radar, who haven't been in a collections environment. And ironically, we've had it flipped on its head, where a lot of people who have actually had more surplus income. But they've had more surplus money because they have not had so much outgoing. So we've seen a rise in people wanting to pay in certain quarters because they've got extra money available for it, because they're not doing childcare or haven't been, or commuting, socialising, whatever else it might be. So I think COVID's flipped things on its head to a certain extent, but it hasn't really changed how we deal with vulnerability, is my view.